Okay, so this is part four. Remember that they're changing my voice, and some of you might not want to admit it's true, but they have been remastering music like Tupac. I've seen some of his songs remastered, his pictures. I've seen so many pictures edited over the years, and that includes old YouTube videos. They don't sound the same way that they used to sound. And for saying things like this, the government sends the men in black after you, so to speak, and that's real. So, growing up listening to different Tupac songs, some of the more heartfelt songs, right? Like Dear Mama, the remix of My Block, right? On My Block, We Still Pray. Songs like these, they really touched the soul. They really resonated with me. I was always very much on the side of the voice of reason in the streets. I mean, I was a teenager describing myself as the voice of reason, in the thugs and the gang communities. Looking for the least of the brethren, in a sense, to bring them to God. And I made a song, oh man, it must have been 10 years, 11 years ago, where I said that I'm going to bring certain gangs to God, even if it kills me, and I want to bring everyone to God. That's part of my experience growing up, Listening to Little Troy, right? Talking about, in the chorus, that I hit the highway, making money the flyway. But there's gotta be a better way. A better way. And these songs, man, were like part of my religion, like Bob Marley. This is part of my religion, I believe this stuff. A natural mystic, by the way, Free Palestine. They said this could be the first trumpet, might as well be the last. Many more will have to suffer, many more will have to die. All over the world, people are suffering, At any given time, Africans are suffering. Any given time. Middle East, people in the Middle East, people in South America and Mexico, And so, I didn't miss that for a minute. That was a huge part of growing up. That I'm looking around, like, I know people feel a little bit bad for them. They feel a lot bad for them at times, But no one seemed to feel as deeply as I did. I mean, I was hurting growing up. I couldn't understand for the life of me why Americans wouldn't rally effectively to end the wars in the world, to end world hunger, why they wouldn't masterfully move, why they were letting like hippies, a lot of hippies are nice people, mind you, but they didn't really do a good job of organizing, right? They were like there to not be organized, and they should be part of it, they should be included, so on and so forth, but we need a very potent organization. It says I'm growing up, I'm holding, the weight of the world is on my shoulders, and I'm looking for true love. I end up going to Santa Cruz to date a female. I'm driving all the way to Santa Cruz, okay? And she was black. So here, in Santa Cruz, maybe it's 2% black too or whatever, and she's all the way over there. And, I dated this one female from Ethiopia, my dad's from Nigeria, okay? And it's not because I'm looking for black women, okay? And I'm black and white. I'm like the same shade as brown as a lot of attractive Hispanic females, a lot of Hispanic people who have been taught by the state to not be my friend, right? They've been taught by the state to think that way, and the state tried to teach me to think that way, and I'm not going to do that. I'm never going to be a racist, okay? Nobody with sense likes racism or a racist. It's stupid to be racist. Okay? It's stupid to be unfair to people. I want people to stop ripping each other off. When I was younger, I've gotten ripped off before. My dad's car in Oakland got broken into twice. My brother was driving it, right? I think once was in Berkeley. I think all this crime waves is happening. Very, very unfortunate. I want the crime to stop. When I was younger, I felt that way too. When people start bragging about underhanded stuff they did, like ripping people off, I was very much against it. Okay, I was never like, yeah, great, cool, man, yeah, ha ha ha, suckers, right? That was not me. As one guy told me a story that when he was on the bus one time, this one crip from the west side, San Jose, he was on the bus with his mother, and they had the rent money in an envelope, okay, and it was like $900 back then, right? It was in an envelope, and they accidentally left it on the bus, okay, and they weren't, they got evicted and all this horrible stuff happened, because they left that envelope with the money on the bus. And he told himself that day that he's going to rip everyone off, so on and so forth. And I know the feeling, you know, when you get jacked for something, right? You get pissed off, okay? And you're like, man, and it's like your manhood's drawn into question. There's a lot of levels that it attacks you on. That's that psychology, right? You know, the psychologists of the government, they pick up on that, and the government pressures them to come up with stuff to fuck with people's heads, and that's part of why there's so many robberies, because it's part of psychological warfare. And I know this growing up, you know, I felt the pain, I felt the anger, I felt the frustration, you know. Like something that Snoop Dogg said. He said, this cold world will make you, you know, will make you want to kill a nigga. Yeah, this one Snoop Dogg song he had was C Murder, right, where he says, you know, if I die before it's time, let it be known, let it be shown, I was true to the game, full blown. And you know just what I mean. See, I was, you know, when I die, when I'm martyred, and it's gotta be before my time, let it be known, let it be shown that I was true to God, full blown, that I was the voice of reason, full blown. And you should know what I mean. If you've been watching my series here, you should know by this video the type of person that I am, the type of heart that I have, that I'll be at the right hand of God, and I will beat the devil's ass again and again and again for the children that suffer and starve to death all over the world, for the misery and suffering that was caused, for turning people against me and coercing them into worshiping the devil in their own ways to varying degrees, for all the rapes of women, the despicable organized rapes, these coward fools who try to scapegoat people, who try to twist things around, who try to say, oh, they're angry red savages, or, you know, they're monkeys, and they say these despicable things. Horrible people. Where's your humanity? Where's your compassion? They don't care. Like a C Murder song, you know, where he says, you know, it's one of my favorite rappers growing up, comparable to Tupac. Times I liked him more than Tupac. It was C Murder. I knew it was real. I knew it was very real. And everyone was thinking No Limits commercial. He then gets locked up for murder after, you know, he tried to kill a bunch of people or something. And then he gets locked up for one of them. Whether he's guilty or not, I don't know. But that's how the story goes, right? So he was in the club, the gun jammed, and so on and so forth. And outside, maybe a different day, or some 16-year-old kid who's probably a gang member or something got killed. And he got locked up for it. But he has this one song, you know, saying, never look back. He said, I'm this, I'm that. Never look back. Hit him with the strap. Never look back. A goon in the trap. In the trap. What is the trap house? What is the trap? They're trapping you. The devil snares. And this is not a joke, because the corporations, they worship the devil, the principles of evil, making a killing in business. They've got you in their snare, and it's not something you should just shake off and say, well, I've heard it before. Yeah, I've heard OGs tell me this before. My dad told me, you're not my mother. No, they have you trapped. And it's fucking you up and your family's souls and your offspring. Rise up. Face your oppressor. Have nothing to do with evil. Flee from Babylon. Flee from the Babylonians. Leave Babylon's system so you won't share in their devil sins. Their despicable pedo and rape energy. The arrogant way they play stupid as they're bombing the Palestinians, as they're starving 3 million children to death every year, 9 million people. They sit there smug with a Mad TV look on their face while people are shot and tortured, while women and children are defiled. And they add men to the list. I tell them on behalf of God, I told them many times, God wants you to stop, and you will be held accountable. So flee from their spirit, flee from their formation, flee from their cultures, stand firm against them. A banner is on the hill, Isaiah 13. It is time for us to march. It is time to face the enemy to the glorious, to the righteous end. God willing. God wills it. God is greater. Love is greater. Righteousness is greater than wealth. Thank you.